Hey guys, Jeff back again, weekly stack. So just kind of get through this. Um, so yeah, this is going to be a massive stack, so I'm just going to jump right in there. So yeah, I got some credit card rewards, so I blew some of them on this guy. So this is the big box set. It's got their three Verve albums, which I haven't opened all yet. So it's got the Nico one, White Light, White Heat, and self-titled. These are all mono mixes. Probably would have liked stereo on White Light, White Heat, but whatever. It comes with Nico, Chelsea Girl, and I'll show you the other one it came with a second. Yeah, it comes with a sticker and a couple posters. So I think Mazzy or someone showed that's where I saw it before. But yeah, it was pretty good, well priced at Amazon. So yeah, so I just went and got that as a Sunday's reissue. Sounds really good. Okay, so jumping in here, uh, played a good old Tiny Tim. Not for everyone, it's a little weird, but definitely the B-side's where it's at on that one. It's kind of a fun one. Yeah, this is that one I was just mentioning. So the box set also came with this, so 1969. This is the last studio album that was not released, that was done with both Cale and Lou Reed, right before they did Loaded. So these, as I'm Sticking With You, which was, what's her name? Mo Tucker did later again. Maybe she wrote it? I don't know. Reed's got writing credits on it, but yeah. Anyway, and it's got an earlier version of Rock and Roll, which was later the version on Loaded is actually the better version, but it's interesting. It's a very different version on here, but yeah, basically they had a whole bunch of stuff they were recording at the time for an unreleased album. It's a pretty good album despite being like not used. It's not quite, well, I wouldn't say like the other albums are exactly polished. It's not quite as polished, but this is worth picking up. If you, I'm not sure if they have this exact version outside the box set, but there is a version of. You'd have to compare the box set versus the one they sell on, say, Amazon or wherever. But yeah, it's worth picking up. So it's got Fog. Some of these I had actually heard before, so maybe it's on like a CD version or something. But it's got Foggy Nation, One of These Days, Lisa Says, Sticking With You, Ocean, I Can't Stand It, I'm Going to Move Right, I'm Going to Have a Real Good Time Together, or sorry, We're Going to Have a Real Good Time Together, Rock and Roll, and Ride Into the Sun. So that's a really good one. Another really good one. So early UK punk, Lurkers, kind of getting into that little more of that polished new wavy sound, but it's still, punk up 79ish. Yeah, 79. Lurkers, worth checking out. This one was something I picked up in Japan. Finally unsealed it. It's Ultra B-Day, Super Milk. So this is a Japanese punk outfit. They started out in the early 80s, late 70s. I think late 70s actually. I think they actually formed pretty early on, like 77, 78, around there. Didn't record until early 80s, like 81, 82-ish. So this is a mid-90s one. So they moved to New York at some point in the early to mid-90s. I saw them several times. They were a really good live act. Their albums they're okay. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're okay. So if you see them on the cheap, it's worth picking up. Comes on white vinyl, of course, because it's Milk. This is on Alternative Tentacles. Some of the stuff's self-released. Some of it's on Alternative Tentacles. Some of it's on Japanese labels. But it's kind of a time capsule. It's good. I actually remember this catalog. It's the Alternative Tentacles catalog from like 97, 98, I want to say. So just looking at these prices, pretty cool. Singles were $3.50 on 7 inches. EPs, 12 inches, I guess, were 7. LPs were $9, doubles were 12, and triples are 14. So that's prices from the late 90s, guys. So I actually remember this catalog. I ordered quite a few things off there. Kind of time capsule. This guy, another one I ordered using my points I had. Lydia Lunch reissue of 1313. Don't know if this had a vinyl release initially. It might have been a cassette release initially, but yeah, it's Italian 499 copies. It's on bright red vinyl. I can't get to it easily, but anyway, it's bright red vinyl. So Italian pressing. So the pressing's not that impressive. Yeah, it's dynamic, but it's got a lot of surface noise, scuffy. They put it in, there's like a stiff cardboard insert, sleeve, I guess. They kind of scratched it up a bit. But it's a wonderful album. It's a little more accessible than hers, more experimental stuff. Keep going. Bronski Beat Y. This is I think Japan only 12-inch dance mixes or whatever. I don't know. So they're synth pop. It's good stuff. Bronski Beat. You might know why. It was a fairly big track in the late 80s, I believe. This one is Chris Squire out of Yes, Fish Out of Water. It's kind of art rocky, rock opera-esque, prog, whatever. I don't know, Gatefold original. So it's a pretty good one. Essential, maybe not, but it's a very solid 4+ out of 5. So that's a good one. Really enjoyed this one because I hadn't really given the Kingston Trio a listen before, but yeah, I found this thrift, old-timey folk, I guess, of best hits. So Tom Dooley, Tijuana Jail, Scotch and Soda, it's folk. That's actually, yeah, I don't know. I might be happy with the best of. I don't know if I'm going to jinx that and try to get more. Then moving on, Susie and the Banshees. This is, I think, a second pressing. I've had this for years. So this is Juju. A lot of good albums named Juju. So really good one. So Monitor, I think, is the really, really good one. It's got Arabian Nights, which has not aged very well. Into the Light, Spellbound. So yeah, super, super album. Worth picking up if you don't have it. This was one that Sean sent along as VCLT from when I ordered a bunch of stuff. Well, not a bunch, but a few things from him. Picking the Blues, Doc and Merle Watson. So folk picking, quite good. So that's going to get some more plays for sure. Really good one. This is one I picked up in Japan from the dollar bins, but it's actually a VG++ copy for the most part. There's a little tape on the cover though. Freely's Comment, live plus 4 tracks, I think, from Chicago, plus 1 studio track. Ace Frehley, of course, with Kiss on Megaforce. So really good sounding pressing because it's a Japanese one, really clean. So for $1, yeah, I might keep that in the collection unless someone wants to trade something really cool for it. Yeah, no OB strip on that, it's missing. Moving on, because I got a big stack and I'm trying to keep this under 20 minutes. I'm not even halfway yet. So this one is Maki Carmen from Japan. I guess her father was a GI or something in Japan. That's how she ended up with Carmen. So she was active late 60s and 70s for the most part, early 80s. So her stuff she recorded with the Oz Band is probably the most famous, but yeah, she did this one with Blues Creation. So probably not as good as the Blues Creation everyone shows with the, what's it called, Demons or whatever. But it's still quite good. Here she is. But yeah, her earlier folky kind of stuff is quite good too, if you ever see it. It's quite rare though. I've been wanting that, but you never see it for like under $100. This is another Japanese pressing, Roy Buchanan. This is like a best of. And I'll probably be happy with this, to be honest. But yeah, incredible guitarist, blues rock. Here you are, Roy Buchanan. Here he is. So again, really, really nice pressing. The cover's slightly beat, but not that bad. It's VG plus-ish. So this one, reissue. So Nina Simone, Pastel Blues. This was a reissue from a couple years ago. Excellent pressing. This is really worth getting if you like kind of bluesy stuff. So this is the one that has Strange Fruit on it and Sinnerman, Be My Husband, Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out. Yeah, super album. This is a must-have in your collection if you like that kind of stuff. This was thrift pickup from a while back. Four Seasons. Again, probably not going to be picking up their other albums, but if there is a first Vault, I guess I'll probably pick that one up. But yeah, it's got Sherry, Walk Like a Man on it. Got You Under My Skin, their version of that. I think Opus 17 and Peanuts were minor hits. Big Girls Don't Cry. So yeah, a lot of hits on this. You definitely know these guys. So it was worth having. It was a good one. Four Seasons. Again, I wouldn't pay up for it, but if you see it on the cheap. This one's Kya, K-Y-A-A, I guess. So this is Rebel Point. Just pretty straight ahead punk from Japan, mid 80s. Had that gothic Lolita thing going. But yeah, it's not goth, it is punk. So really fun, high energy Japanese punk. Very, very, very good album. More of an EP, but it's a long EP, mini LP. I don't know what you want to call it. This was one of the purchases I got for Sean. So it's a double-sided EP or whatever you call it, shared artist EPs. So half of it's quite. So it's got Birthday Party, which is Nick Cave's early no wave. They're both no wave. His early no wave garage rockin' band. I'm watching the time because I have a VOD delivery coming. So I forget what tracks were on there, but there was a Stooges cover, as I recall. There we go. So it's got a cover of Loose, and it's got Pleasureheads, King Ink, and Zoo Music Girl, and Lydia Lunch is a single track. The Agony is the XXC. So one of her more experimental, no wavy ones. But yeah, quite good if you're into that sort of thing. Not for everyone, for sure. I've got lots to put away. Another one, this was a VCLT from Sean. Excellent, kind of early punk, transitioning into that little more polished sound. This is a four-track EP. So this was on A&M. So I'm guessing what happened with this is A&M was trying to jump into the punk thing. They signed them. It didn't do as well as they thought. But yeah, it's a good album. It's not, again, probably not essential, which is why Sean sent it, but it's quite good. Wouldn't pay up for it, but if you see it for under $10, it might be worth the pickup. Curiously, upside down Japanese. So it says, I can't read all of that, but it's like maybe a new extension or something. I don't know, something along those lines. My Japanese is getting rusty. Nancy Wilson, best of, picked it up at thrift. So vocal jazz, quite good. I definitely will be picking up more Nancy Wilson. This one's definitely worth having. At least get the best of. I'll probably pick up some of her actual albums. I saw them in the $1 or $2 bins at that mall. So I'll be getting back. It's a little soul jazz, I guess, or yeah, I guess it falls into soul jazz. CTI, Diodato, minty condition. Only paid a few bucks. I think you can get well, they're going up in price, but you can, if you look, you can find them for a few bucks in really good condition. So this one, it's got a lot of artists of note too. Hubert Laws on flute. I believe I saw Stanley Clark on bass. Billy Cobham on drums, and many others. So a lot of violas. It's got that, that big band CTI soul jazz thing going on. It's a CTI record. So this one's one of those Chapel Hill bands. Finger, really good. I'm probably gonna try to hunt down some of their LPs. I remember seeing these guys. I bought this from the band years ago. So Wedding Boots and How Do You Feel? It's a typical Chapel Hill band. Unfortunate label. I'm hoping they're not into that kind of politics, but who knows. That was all the Southern rock at the time, so I'll go with it. Yep, so this one I bought a while back. This was really cheap on Amazon. I think I paid like $6 for it new. It's Iggy Pop, TVI, it's live. This is somewhere around his second solo album. So it's got TVI, Fun Time, 16, I Got It Right, Lust for Life, Dirt, Night Clubbing, and I Want to Be Your Dog, featuring David Bowie on keyboards. You can kind of hear them talking a little bit in there. Sound recording's not great. If you see it cheap, it might be worth a pickup. Some of the recordings are better than others, so it must have been, I didn't read those, but it must be multiple concerts. So this one, actually I thought it was a live album, but it was a comp. Picked this up from that garage sale for a couple bucks. So $7.99 originally at Tower. So I guess it's a kind of a best of or comp of sorts. It looked like a live album, which is what I thought it was. So the mix was a little different than I'm used to, but maybe it's because I'm streaming it all the time. But yeah, so I guess it comes from multiple albums. So it's got various tracks. So on guitars, John Cale, Chris Spedding, and Phil Manzanera, I guess, it's from Roxy Music. So a lot of Roxy Music guys on here. Drums, Phil Collins of all their and others. Cale on keyboards. Enos on some of these. And yeah, Cale on percussion on some of these. And vocals, of course. Yep, Jeff Mulder. Yeah, that's a really good one. It's got some good tracks on it. Here's a Man's Best Friend and Gun from that album. That was awesome. I think that might be my delivery, so I'm going to hurry this up. Ian Dury, Japanese pressing, Missing, Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. But it's still a really good album without that. Really clean pressing, but really disappointed. My favorite song's not on there. Excellent one. Buzzcocks. This is a UK. I don't think there was ever a US press. But you can still get these for like $20-$25. Picked this up years ago. Different kind of tension. Got a lot of their big ones on here, but Hollow Inside is probably my favorite on this one. Hollow Inside is a hollow inside. A lot of CDs. I'm gonna try to wrap this up in a few minutes. This one was a 50-cent pickup at the bookstore. Definitely, this is one of those must-haves. If you don't have this, get this. It's like, what's her name? Carole King, the Tapestry. It's one of those. It's almost like a best of, like in that same vein. So if you don't have this, Washington D.C. artist Natalie Merchant, pick that up. 90s classic, 95, 96. Yeah, excellent noise pop, little kind of shoegaze noise pop. I don't know. Placed Very Stranger, self-titled, excellent. Picked up from Sean. Dead 90 or Dead 60s rather. This was on Epic from early 2000s, I want to say. Yeah, 2005. So pretty good. Alt pop, whatever. I don't know. It's good. This was an interesting one. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5. But yeah, John Butler Trio. Imagine a crunchy version of Anthony Kiedis heading up Pearl Jam, and you pretty much have it. It's an interesting one. See if you can see. So the liner, this has the dude, his dreads or whatever, getting arrested for protesting, cutting trees or something. Yeah, whatever. That's pretty much the lyrics of the whole album. This one's a really good one. Japanese psych with it's kind of glary, isn't it? So Angel and Heavy Syrup. Love this one. Had it on the comp earlier. Got it from Sean. Thank you, Sean. I love this album. If you like Acid Mother's Temple, you'll definitely love these guys. Definitely need to hunt down some more. I did have them on a comp. Another classic 90s one. Picked it up for 50 cents or a buck. I don't know. I need to get their other big one. Probably not going to bother on vinyl, but yeah, it's a solid album. That's held up really well. Another one I picked up on the cheap, Fleetwood Mac, Beyond the Mask. This is the early 90s, I want to say, or late, 1990. So still pretty good. And last one, another classic 90s one I picked up on the cheap. Definitely, if you don't have this one, you need it. I think I got a vinyl reissue. At least get the CD. But yeah, it's held up pretty well. So Liz Phair, Whip Smart, you know it, you love it. So I'm going to sign up there before I get too long, or right around 20 minutes. So I got my projects this weekend, as usual. Just trying to get all this done before the visa gets passed. There's still no news on that. So take care, guys. I got to watch out for my delivery because it should be arriving any minute now. Have a good one. Good weekend. Have a good Sunday. Have a good week. Signing out.